Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Christian Nerds Unite podcast. Today, we're going to talk all about the 2021 Consumer Electronics Show. And we'll get to that right after this. The beginning of a new year is when many people start thinking about their goals, and I'm no exception. The Goal Process 101 ebook has helped me clarify the best and most achievable goals for me, plus helped me set a plan in place to accomplish them. I mean, this podcast is just one of the results of using the Goal Process 101 ebook. Check it out at christiannerdsunite.com/goals. It helped me. I'm sure it can help you too. Now, back to the show. Before we get into some of the fascinating things that happened at the Consumer Electronics Show this year, let me do a quick scripture reading with you. We're going to be reading Exodus 31, 1 through 6. Then the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, and with all kinds of skills, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of craft. Moreover, I have appointed Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, to help him. Also, I have given ability to all the skilled workers to make everything I have commanded you." Just as a quick example here from the Bible, in Exodus, they're building the temple, or they're building the tabernacle. They're building all the things that are in the tabernacle. God gave these men the skills to know how to do these things. Well, today we're talking about the Consumer Electronics Show. If you've never looked at CES or never seen any of the interesting things that come out of CES, it is the biggest consumer electronics show in the nation every year, and there's always crazy technology that people have come up with, and all I can say is God has given people skills, even you, to be able to come up with some amazing things. And this year, honestly, it's no exception. I will say it wasn't quite as impressive as some other years, but part of that is the COVID thing that's going on right now. If you're listening to this in early 2021, you'll know what I'm talking about. This was a virtual CES this year, which is unusual. Usually everybody goes to Vegas and sees all the new technology, and you get to play with some of the toys a little bit. But this year it was hands off. It was all virtual. And there was an amazing music video with robots. You've got to look it up. Dancing robots have got to be my favorite thing in the world. And it was not, the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, this is CGI. No, it's not CGI. This is a real thing that happened. They really got robots together, and they choreographed a dance number, a music video, if you will, of dancing robots. You got to check it out. It's definitely worth watching. As always, there's lots of standard and new technologies out there. This year, a couple of the big things were 8K TVs are on the way. They're already starting to be available. The prices are starting to drop. There's not really content out there yet for 8K TVs, but that'll happen eventually. But those of us who like doing some gaming, an 8K TV that's 65 inches across, hanging on the wall might be pretty fun to watch. Another big thing, because of what's happening with COVID right now, lots of germ killing technology, tons of it. Interesting one I saw was actually a germ-killing robot that used UV light, and because it was a robot, it would like go through a school. It would go down each of the aisles of each of the classrooms, and it would sanitize the whole room using UV light, and it would go through the entire school. Fascinating ideas that they're coming up with to make things cleaner and safer and more sanitized for what's going on in the world right now. Lots of technologies like that. Another thing are foldable and rollable screens. So we're talking cell phones that stretch and get longer, tablets that get wider. It's some fascinating technology, and it is definitely on the way. There are foldable technologies already available that you can get a hold of. But there were even more at the event this year. But I'm going to look at some of the ones that I think are some of the more interesting. Some of them are a little strange, and some of them are just fun. So let's dive right in. Number one, I really don't need this particular one, at least not yet. Maybe later on I will. My hair looks pretty good right now, but it's from a company called Hair Max. It's the Flip 80 Laser Hair Growth Cap. Yeah, you heard that right. Laser hair growth cap. Now, maybe you've heard of laser hair removal before. Well, this one is laser hair growth. It is aimed at people that have hair loss or thinning hair. It's designed to stimulate new hair growth. They call it a magic solution. The laser cap, it actually includes 80 medical grade lasers that deliver laser light energy to the follicles that are reducing your hair, that are causing it to thin. It's supposed to stimulate those follicles, create fuller hair, as well as reduce inflammation. And I guess inflammation is one of the reasons that follicles fail. And so it's dealing with all of the things that it can deal with in order to increase your hair growth. So if you're thinning, like some people are, or have bald issues, this may be a technology you're going to want to look at in the near future. They claim they've done 7 clinical trials, is their claim, and that they can show data that says they can increase hair count by 129 new hairs per square inch. So there you go, for those who are follically challenged. Now, on the robot front, Samsung has a great new robot called Bot Handy. Now, it is kind of fascinating. It's about shoulder high, tall robot. It rolls around. It's still in development. Don't expect this to be anywhere available anytime soon, but it's a fairly tall robot. It only has one single arm, with a mechanical hand. And it does have a small screen that acts like sort of a face. It has eyes and a mouth, and it can mimic emotions. So, so there's some emotional features to the robot. But Bot Handy is intended to do household work for you. So this is a household assistant. It can do the dirty dishes. It can do the laundry. Supposed to be able to do even more delicate tasks like pouring drinks, or even the ability to arrange flowers. So it's supposed to be able to use just the appropriate amount of force, Samsung says. But like I said, it's still in development. It is a really cool concept, and I in the future, I do expect us to see some sort of household assistance robots coming online, and those will be fantastic, especially for those who have some disability of some sort that causes them not to be able to do household chores that they've always been able to take care of. People, as they age, may not be able to bend and do things like for me, I got to bend over to get the laundry into the washer and into the dryer because it's a front loader. If I'm 80 years old, I may not be able to bend over as well to do that kind of stuff. It'd be great to have a robot to handle all that work for me. So we'll see where that goes in the future, but I would expect Samsung's going to be making big strides with that over the next couple of years. The next one is fascinating. If you're familiar with the idea of an emotional support animal, well, let's say you really would like an emotional support animal. You feel like you need an emotional support animal, but you're allergic to animals. You're allergic to cats. You're allergic to dogs. Well, Cubo might be the solution for you. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Qoobo. So I'm going to pronounce it Cubo. It's a furry cushion with a tail. It's designed to replicate the comforting feeling of holding a cat without all the responsibilities of actually owning a pet. So you don't have to feed it. You don't have to clean up its stuff afterwards. No litter boxes, no smell, but it's a pillow-sized furry ball, and it has a wagging tail. It has a heartbeat. It has heft to it. It weighs what you would expect a small cat to weigh. It's designed to keep you comforted and be less lonely. It is definitely aimed at emotional support needs. As you hold it, the cushion will wag its tail back and forth, and you pet it, and it will, be a comfort to you. So fascinating new things. And this is not actually the only one. I actually saw another one. I didn't actually see it listed at CES, but for those who are Star Trek fans, it is a Tribble-sized emotional support robot. So check those out. Actually, Cubo is actually available right now for sale on Amazon. And if I can, I'll put a link down below. Check the show notes, and I'll give you a link to the Amazon site if I can get it. The next one I have, this one's another one of those, why is this a thing kind of question? And this is some of my favorite stuff at CES every year. There are always things that you just go, why do we need that? And why did anyone ever think of it? So this is the wellness toilet. You heard that right. The wellness toilet. There are always companies like Kohler who bring out fascinating products for your bathroom every year. Kohler actually brought out an pretty impressive bathtub this year that cost $16,000. But this is a different product. It's not from Kohler, but it's called the wellness toilet. What does it do? Well, what you might expect. It analyzes what you put out. And as the article I was reading says, the very judgmental toilet, it will analyze what you expel, and then it will make recommendations to you. It may recommend you need more iron in your diet or less iron. It may recommend certain fruits and vegetables to add to your diet. One example was it could actually it could actually see what's going on, examine it all, and then while you're at the store, make recommendations for healthy meals that you could make and what ingredients you should buy for them. So if you would like your toilet to tell you how to live your life, this is the product for you. Okay, the next two products, these are pet products. I think these are pretty cool. I'm not a cat or dog owner. We have fish. I have two fish, Pearl and Penny. My grand fish, technically, I guess. They're my daughter's fish. Then she's off to college, so now I have to care for the fish. They're big, googly-eyed black goldfish, if you know what those are. And they've been alive for way longer than I think they should. They've survived for like 5 years. But, those are my pets. But these are cool cat and dog pet products. The first one is called the MyQ Pet Portal Smart Doggy Door. Now, maybe you've seen, the doggy flap, the cat flap. You could just go in and the cat can just go in and out. Now, this one's a little bit different. If you are concerned about safety on those products, maybe a small person, if you've got a big dog and a big flap, maybe a very small person could sneak into your house through that hole. Well, this one works a little bit differently. This one can be controlled remotely, and you've got lots of options. You could control it via your smartphone. It has attachment for live video streaming and two-way audio through the pet portal. So you can actually talk to your pet through the pet portal. You can have it activated. You can see that your dog is trying to get out the pet portal, and you can turn it on. Or you can get a unique custom collar system set up. They actually wear this, and as they approach the pet door, it opens for them so that they can just go in and out as they please. Maybe if you're not home, this allows them to go in and out, but when they are not next to it, have the door secure. I think this is a pretty cool little product, but it starts at $3,000. So it is not cheap in any fashion. Now, this next product is also a pet product. If you've ever thought, I wish I knew what my dog was thinking, and thought, that movie Up, that was pretty cool. I wonder if they could ever come up with something like that. Well, they have, kind of. It's called Pet Plus AI Powered Dog Collar. So it is an AI powered dog collar from Pet Plus. Many believe a dog's bark is, just them shouting hey at us, basically. Pet Plus has decided, no, that is not the case. According to them, that each bark and sound can mean something completely different. Well, this collar uses voice recognition technology, so it recognizes your dog's voice, to detect and track 5 different emotional states of your pet. It analyzes the tone and pitch of your dog's bark to tell you whether your dog feels happy, anxious, angry, sad, or relaxed. So if you've ever wanted to know how your dog is feeling, this is the product for you. The one thing it's missing is squirrel. No real words, but it will give you an idea of how your dog is feeling. So that's a pretty cool little product. I hope it really works well. Next up, I am fascinated by vehicles. I'm fascinated by electric vehicles as well. Fascinating by the Tesla, and there's another electric vehicle that I'm super interested in that's just come out in the last couple of years. This one is a new product from GM and Cadillac. Now, we haven't seen a real electric vehicle from them since, I think, the Chevy Volt, and that's still out. I still see Chevy Volts running around from time to time. Well, this one's a little bit different. This is an electric vehicle. It is a e-electric. VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, flying taxi concept. Now, it is only a concept. We don't have a working prototype yet, but this is what GM says, that this could be a one-man flying taxi service. It's all electric. They unveiled the concept art this year at CES. The taxi runs on batteries. It's a pretty slick electric vehicle look. It is a drone kind of product. You don't fly it. You simply get into it and it flies itself. And they say the 90 kilowatt battery will allow this 4-rotor aircraft to go up to speeds up to 56 miles per hour. And they hope in the near future to be able to come up with a 2-seater version of this product. So that's fascinating. We're years away from seeing that be reality, but I'm super stoked about that kind of technology. We were supposed to have flying cars in the 80s, and I'm super disappointed. So let's go on. Now, the next few products I have here are all aimed at the gamers. So if you're a video gamer, these may be interesting to you. The next one is from a company called B Haptics. This is a tack suit. It's called Tack Suit X40 VR Vest. Now, if you're familiar with haptics, it's like as you're playing a game, you actually feel something happening in the game. So if you're in a first-person shooter and you get hit, a haptic would actually make you feel like you got hit. It'll shake your body and do, things like that. Now, before I go into this, I don't understand that. I'm probably because I'm old. I'm going to go with it, probably because I'm old. But I don't get the idea of, why do I want to feel someone punch me if they punch me in a video game? Because if I feel somebody punch me when I'm playing a video game, it's going to distract me, and I'm not going to be able to punch back as quickly as if I didn't feel it. So I'm not sure what the fascination is with haptic suits, but this haptic vest is something you might be interested in. Now they do have 2 different versions. One offers 16 different vibration points. That's the Tack Suit X16, and then the 40 vibration points, the Tack Suit X40, and they are $300 and $500 respectively. So that the B Haptics says it introduced this range of its wireless haptic vest. It'll provide physical feedback from VR and gaming content. It has up to 40 vibration points, designed to work in tandem with the company's sleeves and face cushions. So there are other products that you can tie this in with. Also hand and feet devices. You just about could get a complete haptic suit from B Haptics if you work through all this. It says it has lifelike physical feedback, and they already say that 50 game titles from Steam VR and Oculus Quest are already compatible, and probably more will be on the way. So if you're into haptics, this is the thing for you. Next one, this one I am fascinated by. Do you ever feel like when you're playing a game on your PC, this would be mainly PC gamers, if you ever feel like your mouse click is a little bit slower than you wish it was, and I'm not talking about the mouse itself, I'm talking about your finger click. I could be a little bit faster. How could you get just a little bit faster? Well, Brink Bionics has a product they've brought out called the Impulse Neuro Control. The Impulse Neuro Control. And this is a Canadian startup called Brink Bionics. Now, when I saw this, the first thing I thought of was the Nintendo Power Glove from the 1980s. It isn't a Power Glove. It's not exactly the same. And this one actually doesn't even have fingers. It just has kind of a palm and the back of your hand. But what it claims to do is it will detect your mouse clicks before your finger even clicks the button. Let's say that again. It detects your mouse clicks before your fingers even can touch the mouse button. It does this using a fingerless glove sensor setup. It can pick up the electrical signals sent by your muscles as they start to click. They claim they can knock 80 milliseconds off of your clicking time. So if you're in a very competitive gaming situation, this could be the difference between you getting shot and you shooting someone else. So that's something to look forward to. I didn't find out whether it is currently available or not, but if it's something you think you might be interested in, you should look them up. The next product is a chair. Now, it's a little more than a chair. But it is from Razer, which I'm fascinated. Razer is a great company. They make some great products. They're calling it Razer Project Brooklyn Gaming Chair. The chair is designed with ergonomics, comfort in mind, but it has a rod on the rear side of the carbon fiber bucket seat that can extend upwards and with additional rods extending to it. Now, once it's fully deployed, the rods form a halo ring around the top, which basically allows you to mount up to a 60-inch full surround OLED display. So the 60-inch curved display that basically engulfs you in an immersive feel similar to VR, but without the goggles. A full surround of OLED display, which is pretty cool. I'm super impressed with the idea. Now, the displays that they showed in the images were actually a transparent display. I'm not super excited about transparent displays. They definitely have come a long way since the first ones I saw 5 or 6 years ago. The big issue with transparent displays is black is always transparent. So what happens is if you have a very, very dark game, you're going to see through it versus see the actual item. For that kind of display, they're best if used in the dark. But, I actually, back when I was doing AV design projects, I actually worked with a company that was purchasing 2 clear displays, and one of the things I had to talk with them about was black was going to be clear. They actually wanted a kind of a fancy idea of it was going to be this digital assistant that they were creating to welcome people to their foyer, and they wanted it to be clear except for the person standing there. It was a cool concept. It was definitely early. We're talking $50,000 per display back then. We're way lower than that now, but I am interested to see what all they come up with for this chair. If they are going to be transparent OLED displays, I'll hold some reservation there. But if you do that, you'll definitely want to play in the dark. The next product is from Lenovo, and AR glasses are kind of the thing this year. That is something that has been around for a while, and they keep getting pushed every year. Every year we hear this is the year for VR glasses, and it's not, or AR glasses, and it's not. About 3 years ago, I worked for the U.S. Postal Service, and we were even talking about AR glasses then. I did video productions for the maintenance department training videos, and we were talking about figuring out a way to use AR glasses so that people in the field could put on the glasses and people back in the office could watch the video as they are working on the machine and be able to guide somebody through the repairs of this machine. It was a fascinating idea. It didn't work well. Now, with faster network speeds, with faster Wi-Fi speeds, the advent of 5G, the improvement of AR technology, I think it's something that could happen. But Lenovo has a new set of AR glasses called Think Reality. Now, these are actually pretty cool. The idea behind them is kind of one major purpose. It is the ability to project up to 5 virtual desktops right in front of your eyes. So I'm sitting here at my fairly large desk in my not so big office in my house, and I've got 2 displays here in front of me. I think they're both around 25, 26 inches. I think one's 24, one's 26. But they are displays that I have. I only have 2 of them, but if I had more, I'd have to either add to my desk, or I'd have to go up in the air. But the idea behind this is you put on the AR glasses and they simply float in the air in front of you. That's a pretty cool concept. That means wherever you are, you could have your multi-screen display. Even if you go to the coffee shop, you can have your multi-screen display with you. You could be laying in bed with your multi-screen display. It's a cool idea. We'll see how that implements. The mock-up imagery they had looked great. If that was real, I don't think it was real. I think it was just Photoshop for examples, but it looked really cool. Person sitting at the desk with just a keyboard and then, 3 or 4 displays in front of them that were floating in the air. It's a great idea. I hope it comes out in the near future. Last item. This is back to this is weird. Why does this exist? But I love it and I want one. This one, I really want this like now. It's called Cold Snap. Cold Snap is like the Keurig for ice cream. You heard me right. It's the Keurig for ice cream. So if you're used to getting your little cup of, your little pod thing and popping it in your coffee machine and making your single serve of coffee, Cold Snap is the answer for those who would rather have ice cream in the morning. It does it the same way. You grab a small shelf-stable Cold Snap pod, you pop it in the machine, and in about 2 minutes, you will receive a single serving of ice cream of whatever flavor you chose. It's also capable of making frozen yogurt, coffee, smoothies, and it says cocktails. Best of all, there's no mess to clean up. They are expecting this to be available and on the market later this year in 2021. I think that's awesome. I so want one of these in my house. Now, I will say in the photos, it's huge. It's so much bigger than a Keurig, but I would find the space on my counter for it. We'll see if that comes out later this year. I hope so. Well, that's all I have from CES this year. CES always has some amazing things. Definitely check out the CES website and take a look at some of the other products. I don't make profit on talking about any of these products. Most of these products don't even exist yet. But, the only one I even know that I might be able to find is I found the Cubo, the emotionally support robot, and I'll try to put a link to that down below. I think you'll get a kick out of it. But before I leave you, I just want to pray a quick blessing over you. Now to him who is able to do immensely more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us, to him be glory in the church and in Christ Jesus throughout all generations, forever and ever. Amen. Real quick, make sure you join us on Facebook and Instagram. Find us at Christian Nerds Unite. You can also check out our website at ChristianNerdsUnite.com. We do have a store there. You can find a few odds and ends products that we have. And most importantly, you can find links to the podcast. ChristianNerdsUnite.com/podcast. So check it out. And we'll see you next week.